Welcome back, everyone. My name's Wade. This is Bourbon Hall, and this video is going to be a little bit different. So grab a drink, get a comfortable chair. We're going to get a little personal. So hopefully you found a nice comfy chair, got yourself a pour. I'm having some Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. It's the big brother of 101. It comes in at 101 proof, and this one comes from Camp Nelson F. So it's pretty delicious. Cheers, guys. So we're gonna get a little personal. I've had lots of questions and comments about the journey that I've got to the bourbons I have, why I've chose this, why I have a channel. So we're gonna discuss those today. So I appreciate you stopping by, and cheers to all of you. So one of the first questions I want to address is, what got me into bourbon? Well, I was in college in the early 2000s, and bourbon wasn't really that cool. And it was affordable, cheap, and delicious. And I had a buddy that liked bourbon more than I did at the time. So he bought me a bottle of Blanton's as a celebratory thing. I think it was like 50 bucks at the time. Yeah. So it's one of those things that it's just crazy. So I went for a long time thinking Blanton's was the pinnacle. And at that time, it was pretty good. It was great, actually. I enjoyed it. Low proof, delicious. And it was different than everything else I had been drinking, because at that time I was mixing, Windsors and Cokes. So I can officially say that I got into bourbon before it was cool. It always has been cool, but you know what I mean. I was drinking good bourbon before I knew that it was even more special than I thought. And that kind of continued for a while. Then I had to move with my wife, and we were broke. Couldn't afford much of anything. So it was Windsors and Cokes and just all of the cheap stuff that you have to just to survive if you want to have a drink or two. Then came back, got it, full job, wife started working, got back into bourbon, drinking a few things that I enjoyed. But at that time, then we had kids. Financially, it wasn't smart to kind of get into the more expensive bourbons. But at that time, it wasn't anything like it is today. But I started getting my Blanton's again for about $55. And then one day, my Blanton's ran out. So I went to the liquor store and they said, "You must be a John Wick fan, huh?" "What?"
"It's John Wick,"
I said. I hadn't seen the John Wick movies. It's one of those things, by the way, great movies. I've seen them now. But Blanton's was featured, and it was his favorite drink in the movie. So apparently, that started a little bit of a craze that I wasn't aware of. Then I continued to collect, get more bottles, and really start to enjoy bourbon for the differences, until my friend, the same one that started me with Blanton's, brought an E.H. Taylor barrel proof. I believe it was batch 9. And if you've seen any of my other videos, you've seen my reaction to that. It still holds a special place in my heart. That was a few years ago, and it blew me away. It was one of the most enjoyable experiences that I've had in a bourbon that I can recount. My mind was blown. I had never had this experience quite like that. The flavor bombs, the different notes that I got from it, it really got me interested in the experience that you can get from a bottle. So I started looking for different experiences in different types of bottles. Of course, then the bourbon craze hit, and I couldn't get any of those bottles. That's delicious. So what do? I have a job that has quite a bit of flexibility. I'm blessed in that way. So I started bourbon hunting, as most of us do. I assume that most of you watching this have similar experiences, right? So before I continue my story, leave a comment. What's your experience? What was your origin story of getting into bourbon? And then, sadly enough, I had some success. And with success, it drives you. It pushes you. And most people say bourbon hunting is like treasure hunting. And where I live, that's truly the case. So I was lucky enough to be able to acquire a number of bottles from different establishments, different areas, and it really started to grow into a collection. Now, a collection was not something that I ever planned on getting. I'm not someone that really likes to collect things. I am someone that likes to enjoy the products, right? So all of these, they're not collections. They're something that I can share with my friends and share with you. I really enjoy the experience from bourbon, and I enjoy sharing those experiences with my friends and family. So, was it worth it for me? Just the bourbon, getting into bourbon? Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's great. It's something that I've done, still been fairly financially respectable most of the time. Because if you like to get different bourbons, it comes at a cost. So that leads me to the next thing. Why become a content creator? Well, let's have another drink and we'll get into that. So the next thing, why did I decide to become a content creator? Well, it's because of my friends. Honestly, I had this collection and I enjoy sharing it with all my friends. And they started to get really interested into bourbon as well. As I was feeding them historical facts, different details about the distilleries, the mash bills, things like that, I noticed that they started to get really intrigued in the products that we know as bourbon and whiskeys, I should say. And I think most of them started enjoying bourbon and seeing a little bit more romance in it as they enjoyed my bourbons with me. So one person said, "Oh man, you should put some of this down." And I was like, "What do you mean?" "Oh, like you seem like you know what you're talking about." We enjoy hearing these stories and it makes it more interesting for us. So maybe you should put some videos down or something like that. It had never really occurred to me that that should be an option or something that I was even interested in. And I'll let you know, as you can tell from the quality of the videos, the editing and stuff like that, it is not my forte. But I decided, yeah, maybe that's kind of interesting. So I kind of put my toe into content creating. And what I really enjoy about it is it helps me stay creative. I want to be creative, and if all of us, we probably found ourselves in ruts from time to time. Not a bad thing. I'm a pretty happy man. I'm a happy family. I have a happy family. I'm a happy father and a spouse. But something different to keep the creative juice flowing? Why not? So I started a channel and I didn't even know what I was going to do. First of all, I was going to be a bourbon reviewer. Now, honestly, I don't have the best palate. I don't have the best nose. So maybe that's not the biggest draw for everyone watching my stuff. Maybe I can be a little bit funny trying that. That's still up for debate. But I know I can be genuine, myself, and share my experiences just like I do with my friends. And that is my hope, is to share the experiences that I have with you guys as if you're one of my friends. So, as I actually started to gain some traction, surprisingly enough, I still can't believe that people actually are interested in the content that I provide. I am hopeful that I can build a community that are like my friends, so I can share my bourbon, my information, and just overall have a nice conversation from time to time. Now, I will say that forethought was in place, but maybe I could have thought a little bit more about it. The name Bourbon Hall, I thought was actually kind of clever because I thought I would do a bunch of bourbon hunting and bourbon haul videos because those were the things that I enjoyed watching at the time. Well, that makes it difficult to find my channel because there's a lot more popular people out there that put up bourbon haul videos. That was done. Not great, but I understand. Now it's my brand that I have, and I'm happy with it. Decisions could have been made in a better realm, but it is what it is, right? And the community that's built around this, even just me being dumb and talking to you guys and making dumb shorts, it truly is a blessing. And I still can't believe it. So anyone that interacts with my content or actually enjoys my content, cheers to you. Appreciate you. So there's been ups and downs, pluses and minuses. But the thing that drives me the most is being able to be creative and share some experiences with you guys. And also, I've had several people tell me that I can't be successful at it. Now, I am not a man that really needs to be driven or pushed, but I do like to prove people wrong.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, you told me that day at school for career day. You came in and you said, if you ain't first, you're last.
Oh, hell, Ricky, I was high when I said that.
Hopefully I can do that. I'm not there yet. I don't know if I'll ever be there, but that's something that's driving me as well. I'm sure some of you have the similar experience where someone tells you, you can't do that. I'll die trying, right? I appreciate you guys, just interacting with my content. I appreciate you watching this. Hopefully you have a good pour. But those are a few things that I wanted to get personal about. Me, in general, what drives me, why I started this, what I hope for the future. I hope to build a better community in the future, to be honest, and to have you guys enjoy it. I need feedback from you guys. What do you like to see? What do you want? I'm going to continue to do me, and hopefully that's all right. I'm going to continue to make some dumb, frankly stupid shorts, but I enjoy those. Those are fun for me. I build off those trends and it keeps me actively going, right? Something to look forward to. Everybody needs something like that, right? And other than my kids and my family, this is a nice avenue to put some of my crazy ADD thoughts through. So community I want to have is something that enjoys drinking bourbon, likes having just conversations about general stuff, and is helpful to each other. I find my friends are very helpful to me and I'm helpful to them. That's the community I want. I don't really want a lot of competition, and I want a little bit more positive interactions. So Patreon, Discord, merch shop, things like that, they're in the works, guys. And I hope that you guys can find enjoyment through that. And I hope to just show you my appreciation through those different avenues. So with that said, I appreciate you. Drink what you like. My name's Wade. This is Bourbon Hall. Smash the like, smash comments, and subscribe. Show me what you think, guys. Appreciate ya. Cheers.